Westwards to the US, where in a major relief, international students who graduate and are later approved for H-1B status won't have to pay the new $100,000 fee proposed by the Trump administration. Now, that's correct. The exemption applies to those converting from F-1 student status to the H-1B while already inside the US, or even extending or changing their status. The USCIS has clarified that existing visa holders, including F-1, L-1 and H-1B, won't have to pay the new $100,000 fee for changing status or even renewing their H-1B visas. Now, to shed more light on this, I am joined by Nicole Gunara. She's the principal immigration attorney of Manifest Law, joining us straight from New York. First and foremost, Nicole, thank you so much for taking out the time and joining us on this very, very pivotal discussion that we're having here on this Tuesday morning on NDTV. My first question to you, Nicole, what will be the sheer impact of this on Indian students?
I think this is definitely a ray of light for Indian students. I do think that when it comes to applying to roles, it's going to be an easier conversation. No more is this consideration of, hey, is the $100,000 fee going to be something that an employer needs to pay for me? Employers would really be more willing to consider that sponsorship or even enrolling you into the lottery, knowing that if you stay domestically in the United States and you do not leave, you can still get into the H-1B status and continue working in the US for the long term.
All right. Could you quickly explain which H-1B applicants are actually subject to the new $100,000 fee from the Trump administration?
It would be individuals who are outside of the United States. So take, for example, if you are currently in India and you have been enrolled in the H-1B lottery and you won, and your company filed the H-1B application for consular notification, meaning that you're going to activate your H-1B by going to the US consulate and then travel to the United States, that's where the $100,000 fee does kick in. So if you're not domestic in the US and you're not changing into or filing for an extension or amending into the H-1B, then you would be counted against this and you would need to pay the $100,000 fee.
Nicole, a very, very important question, a central point of the entire debate has been American companies and what effect will this $100,000 fee have on their hiring? So does this change the semantics a bit or do they remain same?
I do believe it does change the semantics a bit. Even since this news came out a few hours ago, we've had a lot of corporate clients of ours actually start the green light in terms of moving forward with their H-1B applicants and individuals who are in that talent pipeline that did need sponsorship. So I do think that this does show a shift moving forward in terms of how companies will be treating the H-1B, considering that it seems that it's only a limited number of individuals who are truly impacted by this visa levy.
I have a follow-up question to that. Now, is there any concern that this fee, we are talking about $100,000, could in fact push employers towards outsourcing than hiring foreign talent altogether?
It is very possible that it could have that kind of impact or an unintended impact. However, what we have seen, at least anecdotally, and also from quotes from the general public from large CEOs, is that there is still a strong consideration on relying on foreign talent by bringing them in the United States, knowing that it will foster great exchange of skill. Here, as we know, that local students in the United States or local workers do need some insight, some knowledge that can only be brought from abroad. So I know that there's this fear of, hey, is it now going to be all completely outsourced? Are we going to only use foreign workers abroad? I think no matter what, there's a demand in STEM and in these tech companies to have everyone domestically here. I think, remote working may have become much more popular, but I do think that we are moving in a direction where physical presence is just equally as important and rewarded.